Years ago, it started as a loose group of small businesses. Today, 40 years later, AICC is the independent packaging association.
There was a group that wanted to go and become national.
They lacked a special organization for them. They knew that the larger companies were well represented and well involved.
There was fear concerning supply. There was the fear that the independent would be cut off in terms of supply. There was the fear that the independent survival was at stake. That was the situation which brought the people together.
But we had a lot of independents who were called up on a Monday after having done business for 15 or 20 years and said, we're not selling you sheets anymore, or we can't sell you any more liner.
I struggled with a name, and I said, how does the Association of Independent Corrugated Converters? They said, that sounds good.
They had a feeling that it would strengthen them and strengthen their approach to business if they could form a new organization.
I had trouble finding anybody. The meetings were not posted. There was a total of 80 people there. And what did I find? A group of men, owners of their own business, on the floor, painting signs, doing their own thing to get the association started. That, I think, is symbolic of what AICC is. People who run their own businesses, pitching in, helping each other with hands on the job.
It was a lot like a Judy Garland movie, Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland movie. We met, there was about 80-some people there.
One of the earliest members demonstrated how, as individuals, we could easily be broken. But the strength of the independents as a group made us unbreakable.
You could take a piece of wood and work on breaking it, and it would break maybe easily. But when you put them together, they had strength, and this was the purpose of the new organization that they were out to create.
I got on the telephone and I called people in Canada.
We went to the meeting because we felt that it would be better to have North America than just a Canadian and have different perspectives on the business.
What began as a handful of founding companies whose primary concern was protecting their source of paper and board, today serves 280 independent corrugated folding carton and rigid box converters around the world. Combined with 206 associate supplier companies, together our organization represents more than 47,500 employees.
What it's done for Royal Containers is it's really introduced us to the players in our marketplace. Locally, the knowledge that is shared among the members has been just absolutely invaluable.
I think the value that the AICC offers business owners really comes from two areas. One, the interaction and networking with the individuals and companies within the organization is timeless and priceless. The other thing that the organization offers is pure understanding of businesses.
Personally, it's allowed me to grow career-wise and on a personal basis because AICC promotes leadership, promotes innovation, and promotes entrepreneurship.
What has made AICC what it is and the success that it is, because it is a success, is the good faith on the part of all of the people who are involved in it. The willingness to help each other out.
AICC members support and depend on each other.
We do have a very, I would say, unique relationship in that we are very friendly competitors. We're very good competitors, but I think what it does is a good competitor makes you better.
A mentor of mine said, you know, you'll get as much out of AICC as you put in. And that's been true. So the more I've put in, the more I've gotten out of it.
And I think the real strength of this association, and I've said it said it on a video 20 years ago, is the relationships that form the fabric of what we are as an organization. Friendships over generations, over years, business relationships that develop into friendships.
It's the people, it's the information, it's the data, it's the best practices, and then being able to take that and bring it back into our organizations.
As we march across North America and try to get recognized and try to acquire business with clients and so on and so forth, the association has really helped us with that.
Willingness to help each other out.
The importance of having the relationships with other, competitors. You build the relationships, they're allies. For example, if anything ever happened to a plant, you can call on one another to help each other out.
After bringing in Canada from the beginning, we later opened up what is now our thriving Mexico region. From the very start, supplier members were welcomed and have been an integral part of everything we do. Even after the horrors of 9/11, AICC held its 27th annual meeting exactly a month later in Vancouver, proving the strength and resolve of our members. The association's contributions have provided numerous benefits from its earliest years and into the future. Training and education.
One of the most important elements of being competitive in a job shop setting, like the box business is certainly the competence and the professionalism of the people in the industry that work for you. And it's axiomatic, it seems to me, that training, learning on an industry-specific basis is an important element in that success.
This organization and association is really pushing very hard, especially in the last 2 years, of bringing education and training to the corporate level of all of our members and our associate members.
Combined with set-aside agreements, the legal structure of FirstPack, planned and moderated CEO advisory groups, publications and surveys, student and other design competitions, family and recreation activities, charitable donations, cross-industry cooperation and exposition, numerous regional and national meetings, including networking and social events, to name a few. Our strength going forward comes from the second and now even third generation stepping up to assume their families' businesses. AICC has thrived, and it's been made possible by the character and accomplishments of 40 years of volunteer leadership.
The young people in the Emerging Leader Program, they have the opportunity to network with many people in the industry at their young stages in their careers.
Given that this is a second-generation family business, the industry, I can remember walking through our plant as a child, and this kind of manufacturing just gripped me, and it's been in my bloodstream.
This program of young leaders that exists now in AICC is in many ways a reflection of what AICC has always been.
It is such an opportunity for all of these folks to get together and learn and become better managers, better skill set at what they do, and become a better contributor to their company, and in hopes to become a better contributor to their association.
For us to be a sustainable association that's successful in the next 40 years, we really need to build the relationship between the associate and executive members and maintain that emphasis on independence.
When you rely on that information and knowledge that's shared, you realize how beneficial the organization is.
So I see a great future for AICC. I can't imagine our industry without independence. So I think the future of AICC is fantastic.
AICC, the Independent Packaging Association, 40 years of improving the businesses and lives of its members. This video has been generously supported by